Igreep Groovy Gang.
Going on, y'all? It's Alejandro Blanco representing Fearless, and you rock with One Van Magazine. Shouts to everybody at Laced.
I done had a lot up on my mind lately. It's been hard to try to find the time lately. Wanna forget it, I've been focused on my grind lately. We been on it, other niggas wasting time lately. Said it was for the best, but now I feel the worst.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to One VM Magazine. I know we've been gone for a while, but we back, baby. And I'm here with. Introduce yourself.
Alejandro Blanco. Good on, guys. Alejandro Blanco representing Fearless. 300%.
300%. All right, cheeky. No, sir. Yeah. So welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, of course. Oh, it's good to be back, honestly, and we've been gone for a while, so
time.
I know, but this feels good, feels right, it's all meant to be.
Supposed to be going down.
Right. So to get started, let's tell the people where are you from?
Born and raised in Boston.
Honestly,
yeah.
What part of Boston?
Dorchester to be exact. Mattapianish most of the time. But it's in between just Dorchester and Mattapianish.
So going into the music, we interviewed the Smash Brothers a while back, right. And they told us that they had a project coming out, and as you know, they dropped the Cookout, and you're on that. So how did you link with the Smash Brothers?
First of all, shout out to Muy Noma.
Yes.
Big shout out to the Smash Bros. And honestly, those been my bros before the music days.
Mm-hmm.
We was literally out here just young boys, just going to parties and shit.
Yeah, true.
Literally just always been my guys. So that was just a organic thing that happened. Yeah, it's
meant
just,
to be.
Yeah, it's meant to be thing. Yeah.
So but how did the music kind of transcend together? How did you guys decide? I mean, you've known each other for so long, but when did you all decide oh, this is what I do? I like music. This is
For that tape exactly.
Or just for that tape.
Yeah.
Well, just in general, and then for the tape.
Yeah.
Because you would have to know before the tape happened that you
guys. That I know. Yeah. Nah. Honestly, they've always been on their shit. Times was just going good for the both of us, and then we just linked at the perfect time. And then they just told me and my peoples that they was working on some stuff. Funny thing is, when I got on there, it wasn't the first one I was supposed to be on there.
Really?
Because they were just so strict about what exactly they wanted to be on there. So it's it's really, really funny. Yeah.
Oh shit! I remember actually seeing clips and then hearing them talk about it, and then hearing Angina
Yeah. That's her too.
Yeah, and I was wait, hold on, what? And then the tape dropped, and I was
time. They've been working on that for forever, so it was really crazy when it dropped.
I mean, the streets needed that. Wiz, Dakota, and Angina on a track. What?
Shouts to them too.
Yeah,
Wiz,
seriously.
Go.
No, seriously.
Wiz really was.
Man, Wiz. Everybody knows how I feel about Wiz. I just want to see you win. Honestly. He's a beast. He's a beast. So let's talk about your project, August. How did you dive into that project? How was that process for you? Yeah.
Well, for August, honestly, it was always been the plan. I've always told myself whenever I started getting into music, and I feel 100% with it, and my first one was gonna be titled August, just because it was my favorite. Just it was that's when I came alive every month. I just felt the most alive in that month because it's my birthday month. So
True.
I just feel I just go crazy in that month. So it's that's honestly me 100%.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So I remember I told you I was gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it. You wouldn't even tell people that you were an artist.
Nah, I was that kind of kid.
You weren't even telling people that you had an interest. You were just oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
right.
That was me 100%.
And so you didn't drop any music prior. So was there any what was your reasoning behind that? Was there any was it just too much pressure, or there were too many people out, or was there any self-doubt? What was the reason behind that?
Yeah, it was more so a personal thing.
I feel you.
Yeah, I feel I've never been to rush anything in my life. I never really wanted to just write something in 10 minutes and be oh, hi, you see, I'm not one of you guys, I can rap too. I really wanted to sit down and just make sure everything was critique the right way, you know, as cohesive as possible. I wanted it to be 100% me, because I'm 100%. I mean, I didn't want to throw no half-ass shit out if I'm not a half-ass person.
That's so real.
So, yeah.
Like, a lot of people sometimes, because you have a passion and you feel like you
I had it so much, it was scary though. I mean, like, I was just so scared to just talk about it.
See?
It was really, really, really something else.
So this is nice.
This
like,
is
to see
different. Like, the people who know me know how different all this performing, all this extra, it's different.
That's awesome.
It's really different.
But
Still
like,
trying to get
like
used
coming
to it.
into,
But
I was just about to ask you.
Still.
Because you're like coming into your own, but you're doing shows. Like, this is crazy. You just were like, all right, I sing, I rap. This is me. I'm an artist. And then I'm doing shows. And then you're here, and you're there, and you're there. And I'm like, oh shit, like, he's really out there.
I'm trying as much as possible.
No, that's lit. That's really lit.
Now, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, like, let's talk about, like, your support. So, what is Fearless? Like, and who is Fearless? Like, you said Fearless earlier.
Yeah, Fearless is just a group of brothers who's never scared to get what they deserve.
I feel
you know?
that.
100%. That's all it is.
So it's more of a brotherhood. It's not like a.
It's more so. That's how it's. That's what I'm saying. Like, everything with me when it comes to this is just. I feel like music is just the last step because it's just always been so deep before that.
True.
You know.
True. Yeah.
Like, so it's like they've been my brothers before all this. Like half of them are really my blood cousins. The other ones is like blood couldn't make us any thicker. So so closer. So yeah, it's really.
So, like, speaking of, like, your brothers, I mean, this is probably how that happens because they are really hands-on. Like, they are 100%. So supportive. Like, you see there are people out here that kind of just do, like, they have to do it by themselves. Like, they literally do it by themselves. But here, like, you know, like, some of them are even here. Like, you guys are really, like, in this together. Like, how important is that for you, for your development? And then just, like, the other people involved, too. Because I know that, like, Tarad raps.
Yeah, definitely.
And so does
Breeze.
Yeah, so, like, how is that?
And all of them. Honestly, I feel like me personally, and I feel like I can speak for all of us since it's the reason why we're together. I feel like there's only so much that any of us could do by themselves.
That's so true.
You know what I mean? But it's like all together, it's like there's nothing, not one thing we can't do.
That's right.
I mean, it's like me, I need that. I mean, I can't really be pushing myself. I'm not really the one to go and do it. That's why we are here right now, because I have people behind me pushing. Even if I was trying to push myself back, they was like, nah.
They won't let you.
No.
That's important.
Because they know my worth more than I did. So it's like, I love them to death. Yeah, it was my brother.
Damn, it's family.
Family, for real, for real.
Family.
Need that 100%.
No, that's
Keep you
awesome.
grounded.
So, like, what do you guys do? Would you guys kind of, like, drop tape together? Or, like, would you guys do music together?
Yeah, all the time. We all started just throwing stuff out together, but as soon as we knew it was time to focus on us, we made sure we was doing that.
I feel that.
So it's 100%, yeah.
I totally feel that. So, what would you like to do next with your project?
My next one that I want to make after August. I feel like August was more so like a
kind of a welcome.
Yeah, like hey, come chill, just relax, come chill. But for the next one, we going out. Next one we going out big time.
Because I'm ready. Like, I think we're all ready. So, do you get annoyed sometimes when people are like, do you rap? Do you sing? Like, what do you do?
It's not really. I knew what I signed up for. So it's like, and I know each time I do start on the song, and that's what it's gonna come with. So when you singing, when you rapping, I'm like, I'm just making the music.
Right.
I can't really explain it all. I don't really want to put myself in a box or anything.
No, I feel that.
I just want to be able to do it all.
What are your 3 favorite brands that you're kind of like looking at right now? Like maybe just looking at. I mean, you don't gotta be buying it, like you know, because we're trying to get our money up. So like maybe you like Gucci, and like Gucci's just not expensive, but you still like it, you know, like.
No, yeah, definitely. I have. As soon as I walked in, I had my eyes on the Nike, Adidas, and the Supreme whole time.
You know what I mean?
So I see that's really catching my eyes right now.
I work here, and sometimes some of the prices of stuff, I'm like, oh, that's not bad.
No,
it's like $300. Oh, that's not bad.
I've been turning around, looking all over the place, just staring at these shoes. So
I feel you. So like, what are your favorite like top 3 shoes? Like, no matter what, no matter how old you are, like your grandkids would be like, yo, like grandpa, what are you wearing? And then like,
I don't even have 3.
You don't have top 3 type of shoes that like you gotta have, like no matter what, even if you don't have them personally.
I only have 2.
What are your favorites?
The Jordan 1s and the Cement 3s.
Oh, true. Which ones?
Every single color. Doesn't even matter. If they're 1s, I want them. If they're...
You like those hairs?
Nah. I want the red ones and the black ones. The red ones and the blue ones to be exact. I mean, if I like it, then I'll get it. But it's like definitely the 1s and the 3s. Those are my favorite ever in life.
Nice. All right. Well, tell the people where they can find your music.
You can find August on every major platform ever, and iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, all of that. It's everywhere. SoundCloud, Twitter is Ivy's Next. You know, SoundCloud is Alejandro Blanco itself. Instagram is Alejandro Blanco, but instead of the A, it's a V in Blanco.
Nice.
Yeah.
So thank you for
guys.
tuning in.
Thank you guys.
And thank you for being here.
Thanks again. So.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, I wrote it down instead of writing you. Cause half the time I'm always second guessing. This I might just hope I learn my lesson.